We're all being played, I'm telling you.
Why is no one talking about the dark backstory of the Kappa? The Kappa are a feared yokai in Japanese culture. They would attack people that come near their territory, mainly children, women, and fishermen. They were strong beings that use the water on top of their head to get their powers. But there's actually a dark story behind this tale. You see, in ancient Japan, poor families who had newborn babies couldn't afford to take care of them. So they would throw them in the river, and you know them. They then would float down the river and decay and turn all green. This is supposedly the best way to cut watermelon. Definitely make things much easier and less messy. So when kids used to play by the river, they used to see the green decaying, you know, and be like, Mom, Dad, what the heck is that? So rather than explaining what it actually was to children, the families thought of a lie, telling them that it was a monster called the Kappa, and told them that it would drag them in the river and take them away forever if they went near it. This would keep the kids away from the river and discovering more of the babies.
Do you think there's anyone there just now?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
What?
Who's that, Janet?
Pardon? Stuart Certain.
Stuart Certain, and he's one of the voices.
Yeah.
Why do you think he comes and speaks through you?
To annoy us, to annoy us.
Does he ever say anything nice?
Don't know really.
Shall we
Says-
try and speak to him? No. We'll see if he'll speak to us.
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
No, no.
Who's there?
Doctor
Doctor Who?
Goose Chase is here.
This man held a girl captive as a human experiment for 2 years.
Kabu Tereuchi was curious what would happen to a person if he isolated them and kept them away from society. It's an interesting thought experiment. But Kabu wanted to perform this thought experiment in real life. He carefully researched the perfect place to abduct someone. Then, on the 10th of March 2014, he approached a 13-year-old girl named Anna Saito. Now, he approached this girl with very bizarre lies. He said that her parents were struggling for money and that they were planning to sell her to harvest her organs, and he was there to save her. Being 13 and vulnerable, Anna believed him, got into his car, and he took her to his apartment. Anna was kept in this room. He had no access access to the outside world. The only things she knew was what Kabu told her. Anna wasn't physically harmed in any way, but the lies he told her caused severe psychological damage. He told her she was unwanted and abandoned by her family. He distorted her reality. He made her believe that apartment was the only safe place for her. Like Anna was kept well, she was given food and toys to play with, all while Kabu observed her every move. This brainwashing was really intense. Over the years, Anna would be given the opportunity to escape. For instance, Kabu would accidentally leave the door unlocked. Once Anna capitalized on this opportunity, she escaped and made it outside. When she was outside and asked for help, she was sadly ignored. On that occasion, Anna actually just walked back to the apartment. Now, it would be 2 years before Anna would see this. It was a missing person poster of herself. Then also found some newspaper cutouts showing that her parents were pleading for her return. The 27th of March 2016, Anna would run out of the apartment. In her pocket, she kept some money. She ran straight to a payphone to call her parents. Mother would pick up and she would be rescued. Kabu was arrested. Now, his defense team said he did this due to his own mental health problems. Nevertheless, a court would find him guilty and he would be sentenced to 12 years. My name's Harves and I tell stories about real life people. So if you
10 Spooky Facts. Part 13. Cordyceps are a parasitic fungus that affect insects by rewiring and controlling them, leading the infected to seek out high vantage points, then burst with fungus stalks and spores to facilitate spreading. Although frightening, cordyceps cannot infect humans. Yet. Number 2. In 1958, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake generated a 1,720-foot wave that hit Lituya Bay in southeast Alaska. The enormous earthquake caused approximately 30.6 million cubic meters of rock to fall 3,000 feet into the Lituya Tidewater Glacier. It remains the largest tsunami ever recorded. Number 3. Being mummified using honey was a real thing. In 16th century China, the practice of mummification was a way for elderly people nearing the end of their lives to donate their body, so they could turn their bodies into medicine. They would bathe in honey, and were given only honey to eat until they were heavily saturated. When a volunteer eventually passed away, they would be covered in honey for roughly 100 years. The mummified man would then be ingested by their descendants to alleviate ailments like broken bones. Number 4. Cockroaches have been recorded eating human flesh, both living and dead, as well as fingernails, eyelashes, feet, and hands. The American cockroach and German cockroach are more likely to bite humans than other species. Number 5. In 1973, 2 British sailors experienced a malfunction with a small submarine named the Pisces 3, plunging 1,575 feet into the ocean 150 miles off the coast of Ireland. They soon found water flooding in. Although the men were able to radio for help, they knew they only had enough oxygen to survive for 3 days. Days later, the rescue team finally found them alive, and they only had 12 minutes of oxygen left. Number 6. In 2007, Jennifer Strange sadly passed away after drinking more than a gallon of water in 3 hours. She was among 18 people who entered a contest, requiring them to drink as much water as they could without urinating in a bid to win a Nintendo Wii. Number 7. In 1963, the Bronx Zoo had an exhibition called The Most Dangerous Animal in the World. It drew in countless spectators to witness the beast that could exterminate and eradicate entire species. It was simply a mirror. Number 8. This is the last image of Andrew McCauley, an avid adventurer who remains missing at sea. In January of 2007, Andrew attempted to cross the Tasman Sea in a kayak. The following month, the partially capsized vessel was found 56 kilometers short of his destination at Milford Sound in New Zealand. Number 9. A legally blind hoarder whose son had not been seen for 20 years was found to have been living with his deceased body. His fully clothed skeleton was found in a room filled with cobwebs and garbage, and she reported thinking that he had simply moved out. Number 10. Devised in 15th century Germany, the punishing shoe was an effective way to extract information and punish using spiked heels. The person would have to stand on their toes for as long as they could before falling back and having spikes puncture their heels.